After hours of deliberation and back and forth talk this morning, the Minnesota State High School League finally came to a decision on what fall sports will look like this year. For all individual sports and boys and girls soccer, they'll continue in the fall with limitations. As for football and volleyball, their season wasn't canceled, but it's now been moved to the spring season, which in turn causes a ripple effect on other high school sports. Clarity finally came today from the Minnesota State High School League as soccer, girls swimming and diving, cross country, and girls tennis all got approved to continue in the fall with limitations. For football and volleyball, their season has now been moved to the spring starting on March 15th and going until May 15th. For local athletic directors, the reaction was mixed.
I'm uncertain how I feel, but certainly relieved that we have some plans for our kids to participate in these programs that we know are really healthy and good for them.
I was a little surprised, to be honest, because I really didn't think moving a sport from fall to spring was an option. I thought it would be conflicting now that they've made a summer schedule, so we have 4 seasons this year. It makes sense to me. I understand it. I'm a little relieved.
With football and volleyball being switched to the spring, that in turn creates a domino effect, pushing traditional spring sports into the summer.
Our spring sports, because of this little pocket being created for football and volleyball, are going to be pushed out even later into the spring and even into the summer. So there's a little concern from my end about how might that affect participation with our traditional spring sports if they're going into July.
The main reason for volleyball being switched to the spring was because it was at a higher risk for coronavirus transmission due to it being the only fall sports team played indoors. Football also had concerns with the high-risk nature of contact. However, both sports were still almost kept in the fall.
For both those sports, votes were close. There were motions proposed that were narrowly defeated. Second motions coming back. In the case of volleyball, it was 3 motions. The real concern, though, is, hey, we get these seasons fired up and 3 weeks in, we have to shut them down. They aren't coming back at that point. And I think that was a risk for the board of directors that they just weren't willing to take.
The fall sports that were approved today will still start on time with practices beginning August 17th, but things will look a little different this year.
With the fall seasons that are going to take place, they're diminishing the schedules a little bit. They've dropped them to 20 or 30%. All the invites have only 2 teams or 3 teams versus 10, 11, 12, 15. So those sports that are going to take place starting August 17th have to be adjusted.
Now that a plan is put in place, the next move for athletic directors all over the state is to figure out new schedules for adjusted fall sports.
We're an independent school district. We don't have a conference schedule, so we have to kind of wait to see how things shake down with the other conferences and try to optimize our opportunities to get as quality a schedule as we can within the time frame that the shrinkage of the schedule. They're going to shorten the seasons a little bit.
Both ADs also expressing that this, like everything right now, is a very fluid situation. Things can change in a hurry. That being said, here's the updated Minnesota State High School League calendar. Individual fall sports and boys and girls soccer will start on time, as well as winter sports right now. The difference is the added 4th high school season now, which is football and volleyball from March 15th until May 15th. And then traditional sports will be sometime from May until early July, but still a lot of questions that need to be answered. Well, you know what they say, the more things change, the more they remain the same. Amid all the news and changes that were brought up today, the Bemidji football team was still out in the field trying to get better with their off-season team camp. For seniors on the Jacks football team, yes, the news today was disappointing, but in a way it was also reassuring knowing there's a plan for them to play in their senior season.
I was pretty bummed about it. I mean, it's my senior year, and it's kind of being up in the air right now, but it's better than not having a season at all. So right now we just got to stay positive and just look forward to spring and just keep grinding.
I was first off excited that we got to have a season because it was kind of up in the air, and we're like, man, we really hope we get to play, and now we're playing in the spring, so excited to see what it brings. We just got to keep working hard. We've got actually extra time now to start working for the season, and we just got to be ready when the first chance we can play is.
Lakeland News is member-supported content. Please consider supporting Lakeland News today.